Are you ready?
Hi, everybody. It's Linda G, and I'm on our Monday with Mel.
Hey, everybody. Linda and I are just talking before we go on about some of our conversations. Um, when we come on and we're laughing, it's because you should hear some of the conversations we were having before
I
we came
know.
on. We can't repeat them.
The guy that does my comments, Dan, Nicole does them, but the guy that does my comments, Dan, he gets me. He knows my sick sense of humor. Because I like when he calls me, I'm like, what do you want?
Yeah, I know you do that with me too. What do you want? Mel
And then
had the nerve to go to Hawaii.
he said, oh, by the way, I texted Nicole and I asked her, what's going on? And I said, well, I texted to him. Well, I hope she told you it's none of your effing business. Now, anybody else would have gone, oh, did I do wrong? No, Dan is like, yeah, whatever.
He's like me. You told me that, I would be laughing.
Yeah, and I said you had the bad manners to go to Hawaii.
I shared that with Brittany, my niece, and we were sitting around, my great niece, and we were laughing hysterically. So anyway,
So we got a lot of stuff to get through. If you noticed, Zelensky wore a suit today. I just now turned because I was busy all morning. And I also want to get a quick uh message to everyone. Andre got flight interference and didn't get where he was supposed to get, so he can't be on our show today. He's the one that does those beautiful face products.
Andrew, you mean Andrew?
Andre is my
He's
we're,
the
we're
astrologer
do
friend.
a show coming up too. But he'll be on next Monday with Mel Show.
Yes. Um, yeah, he just texted me. I guess he was supposed to fly in last night, and then the flight got delayed on a mechanical or something. Then they canceled it,
Yeah.
and so he got a flight this morning, and he texted me that he just landed, so he couldn't
Okay.
do the show because he's still getting his luggage at O'Hare.
Yeah, he was just going to call in too, but he couldn't do it.
Right. I know it's kind of hard to do. We'll just do it next Monday. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I got a question. Zelensky wore a suit. I mean,
I'm looking at him now. He looks so handsome in the suit.
well, I guess my question is, do you think that he wore a suit because the last time he was with Cheeto and Shady Vance, they
I
criticized him?
really thought he thought about not wearing it. I really thought he thought, F you, I don't have,
Do you
but
think he did it to
he
appease?
wants to keep Trump calm and act like he's trying to work with him.
Well, I think you're right, and I picked up that it was just more of Zelensky learning how to manipulate Trump as opposed to the other way around.
Well, Andre, and we're going to have a show this week, said Zelensky's chart is real good next year. Putin, no.
But
So we'll see. But also, before we go on, I forgot to tell everybody. People are saying, Linda, are you okay? And what I had was pain in my left flank, which is right by the kidney, and a white leukocyte count in the urinalysis, but with no bacteria. I don't have a headache or anything like that, or fever. And so she said, if it comes back, we're going to do a PET scan. And my PET scan, excuse me, is today at 5:45 p.m. So
Tanner
I'm
can't
gonna
stand
get
it.
the scan and we'll get down to business. But Mel's prediction was it's probably a little, granular.
Yeah, like Gravel with kidney stones or something, because
Oh, she said she looked down under the microscope and there I did have crystals.
there you go.
I said, I hope you saved them.
They, I remember when I had kidney stones. I went into the emergency room and they were like, "You have kidney stones." And the nurse said, "Oh my God, I've got 5 kids and I've had kidney stones, and kidney stones are worse than labor." I said, "Yeah, but when you had kids, you at least had something like this. I'm getting these little stones. I'm gonna call them, there were three. I'm gonna call them Rocco, Ruby, and Diamond."
I
I'm
did suffer. I took care of patients, and the only drug that helps with kidney stones is Demerol. We used to have to
Well,
give them Demerol and they would scream like
they
babies.
don't use Demerol anymore in some of the hospitals, but I get Dilaudid as 3 times stronger than morphine because that's the only thing that works. And it only lasts for an hour or two. When it wears off, it's like, oh, the pain comes back.
I really don't like, oh, but she did tell me my heart doctors don't want me using ibuprofen. They're very
Oh,
against ibuprofen, Aleve or Advil, but Motrin, not Motrin, acetaminophen does nothing for me.
me either.
So,
Let me ask you a question. When you go to the dentist, did it take more shots of morphine to get more shots of Novocaine to get you numb and it wears off quickly?
yeah.
I think even though you might not have red hair, I think
My
you've got
dad had red hair.
I think you've got the redhead gene. Let me explain. They call it the redhead gene because it's this what I'm going to say is more prevalent in people with red hair. And they asked me, anybody in your family? I said, yeah, my grandma had it when she was young. So those of us with that gene, we don't have red hair, but for some reason we metabolize things quicker, like Novocaine. They
I
have to give me 4 or 5 shots, and they say wait for it to get numb. I'm going no because it'll wear off. Like morphine doesn't work for me. They have to give me something stronger, and if they say do it every 3 hours, in an hour and a half, it's worn off.
Okay, so
So
we got that because my dad, I mean, he ripped his arm open when he took us to a motorcycle thing and he ripped the bottom part of it. He put the motorcycles back in the truck and drove us all home. Then he goes over to the hospital. And he waited so damn long, he ended up getting a little gangrene in there.
do you have a high pain threshold?
Me, I thought I did until I had babies.
Well,
And then I was screaming, screaming. I told my ex-husband, what's his name? Whatchamacallit. I said, call 911 when I was on the table. I said, and they were kept trying to push Pitocin. I said, get that, you have no right to give me something I'm refusing.
yeah, they can't do that. If you refuse
And
it,
I will report you.
yeah, good for you.
So,
You have to advocate for yourself, but I really think, those of us with the redhead gene, we've got a high pain tolerance, and that's why it can be dangerous because what would be excruciating for most people hurts, but
yeah,
for us, what's excruciating is off the charts. And so, we get the pain and we kind of
yeah.
ignore it
Well, when I
because
was young, my brother's hair was pitch black like my mom, but my sister and I had curly hair and freckles, and you could see red highlight. And now, this is my hair, but I color it. But the pubes in the meantime are braided like a Viking's beard, and it looks like a red Viking's beard.
contrast from both ends.
Oh, yo ho! Gosh darn pirate down there.
You got the rest, among other things. So, what's living down there, girlfriend?
Bell goes,
Oh my
okay.
God! Oh my
No.
God! Oh my God! It's a campground.
Oh God.
On that happy note, shall we get started?
Yeah. So did you
Oh,
want to start,
Benicia,
my
we've got
friend?
openings for Benicia,
5 openings.
5 openings, and I've got 1 opening for Peru. So if you want to check out Benicia, go to lindagrindle.com/events, scroll down to Benicia and sign up.
There you go.
All right.
I was doing all the flights, and Annette's still coming. God bless her. She buried
Uh,
her sweet husband today,
and
Vinny,
God, too.
and then had to put her dog down 2 days later.
Everybody send healing energy to Annette.
Oh, she's such a sweet person. Anyway, she said, Linda, please don't cancel me coming to Benicia. I don't know why she would think I would cancel her. By November, she should be up and running.
Well, it'd probably be good for her to get out and do things,
Yeah, yeah. God bless her.
All righty.
So we send prayers to you, Annette. So by the way, no pain today, you guys. I'm doing good. Everybody, Nicole begged me, Mom, please let me ask for prayers because she knows some prayers work. She knows it. But I hate worrying people, and sure enough,
Well,
it was a plethora of people. Linda, what's going on? It's like,
kidney stones are colicky. That means the pain comes and it goes away for a
oh,
while. And when that stone moves, that pain hits again. And then when it goes into um, the urethra, you get those major muscle spasms because it's trying to push the stone down. And then the stone, they've got sharp edges and they're tiny, but it
Yeah.
kind of cuts. Though, but I think probably you had a high white cell count because even though it's not an infection, sometimes if you get gravel, like small stones or kidney stones, your white cell count will go up because your body
Because it's
thinks
my body's trying to fight it. Yeah.
correct. So and
Okay.
you have thyroid issues anyway, and a lot of times people with thyroid issues get kidney stones. So you should
Yeah.
drink lots of water.
Oh, I've been drinking water like
No,
crazy.
but regularly all around with lemon.
Okay. So, okay, what do you want to do? You ask first.
Well, I'm using your questions because I forgot to post it. How's
That's
that?
okay. That's okay.
I never heard this, but the Quasar 14 is asking, will martial law happen in Oakland?
I heard no when I asked that the last time.
Are they thinking of declaring martial law or something?
Yeah, he talked about declaring martial law in a lot of places, but you notice how he didn't mention uh uh
Anything Republican?
Louisiana, who has the highest murder rate out of everyone, where
Well, he's
Johnson
looking,
comes from.
he's saying these things because he's going to try it, and it's going to be a litmus test to see if he can declare martial law. And my feeling is, if it goes to the Supreme Court, they're going to say, no, you cannot do that. The
Because
same
they
as
don't have it, they don't have the high rate like he said they do.
correct. Well, who would be able to trace it because he fired everybody that keeps track of the numbers?
Yeah, that's true.
And the other thing,
The mayors can tell the Supreme Court.
I've got another question real quick, if you don't mind. His executive order to end mail-in ballots because he knows that it will give the Republicans a disproportionate advantage. My feeling is he's signing executive order, but that doesn't make it legal. I see it going up to SCOTUS, and they'll probably kick it back to the states and say, no, he doesn't have that power to control elections.
I'm going to throw on that one.
Yeah, because he's also urging states like Texas and Indiana to redraw congressional districts to increase the likelihood of Republican candidates being selected during the midterms. But California
Oh,
is going
by
to,
the way, he said he used uh, Putin as the reason. Putin told me that my problem is we have mail-in ballots. That's unheard of. Apparently, they're showing now that Putin uses mail-in ballots.
of course, and Trump liked him too when he won. He doesn't like them because they favor Democrats. But it's just more of his narrative. The election was stolen. I got cheated.
This isn't going to work out for him, you guys. If
Oh.
anything, this might make people even more angry. He's dropping, he'll be in the 20s within 2 months.
My point, that's my point. He can try to stop mail-in ballots, and voting machines. So he wants to do something with voting machines. That's going to go to the Supreme Court, and the court's going to say the states have the right to use any system they want,
Yes, exactly.
even though it is federal, but the court's going to say he doesn't have that authority.
Well, yeah, and what about crippled people and old people?
Right.
Actually, the older people, well, some of them were the ones that voted for Trump.
Well, they're sorry they did now. They got voters' remorse.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to touch on that. Um, I'm glad that Newsom stood up to him and said, okay, you let Texas and redistrict, you let Indiana do it, we're going to do the same thing. And a lot of Democratic states are going to start doing that.
Doing what?
Redistricting, congressional
Oh,
re
I know. Michigan, yeah.
oh, you'll see.
He's
All right.
and
You're
he's thinking about having Newsom arrested for
Newsom is saying, please have me arrested. Please.
for talking trash about the president.
Well, guess
In the
what?
meantime, he can talk trash about
Not
everybody.
anybody. Well, we do have freedom of speech the last time I checked. Um,
Yeah,
you know, um, I think Newsom is begging him arrest me.
exactly. Exactly.
I see Newsom running for president, and I see him winning.
We've been saying that. We thought that was going to happen.
Right. It's your turn.
Okay. Uh, everybody's sending me prayers. That's so sweet. Um, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, this is from Elaine, has been gerrymandered out where she lives of her district in Texas. Will she maintain her seat in Congress? But I didn't know they haven't done the gerrymandering thing yet.
No, they haven't done it yet.
No, but
I think they might take it even to the Supreme Court and see what the court has to say.
yeah, something's gonna stop it. But I don't see her ending her career in politics at all.
No way. She's just starting.
So, and I'll do another one. When will the Smithsonian, this is from Naomis. When will the Smithsonian and Vatican release all of their hidden collections? They have disappeared, many finds over the century. I don't see them doing it all. It's going to be a long time.
It'll be a long time. And I think some of those documents were hidden in safe places because they knew people like Trump would try to go after them and get rid of them.
Well, I told you, I don't know if it was with you, but I watched a show on King Louis the Seventh, and his member was so unusual. Number one, it was huge and it was misshapen and it was real thick and then it was skinny. And he would get these brides and they screamed the minute they saw it. He had to have special pillows and stuff to support it. And do you know the Vatican has that?
Really?
The Vatican has it somewhere.
What's this dried up thing? I don't know.
Mhm.
Wow, I
That's
didn't know.
like the time this in the ER a guy, I guess they were doing that choking thing, you know how couples do. And he choked his wife to death. And he was so upset that he did that, he went in the kitchen and cut off his member.
Oh my God.
And he came in by ambulance, and I was standing in triage, and he's upright, and he's just, you could tell he was just so overwhelmed. And they handed me a paper bag, and in the paper bag was the member. I said, "Oh, no, thanks. I've had lunch."
It's not a Chicago hot dog.
But they actually were able to reattach it, believe it or not. So,
Wow. Oh, I can't think of that.
yeah, it's a true story, by the way.
I believe it. I used to work.
Okay, you go ahead.
Okay. Fabulous woman says, what will be Candace Owens' outcome in a lawsuit brought against her by the president of France and his wife, Macron?
I see that she's in such big trouble, she knows it, and they make some sort of agreement on the side.
That's what I feel. She knows she's in deep doo-doo.
I think the most important thing is that she has to announce publicly that it was not true.
Right. Well, they'll say, with the way they'll do it is they'll say by virtue that this has been put to rest, it's not an indication of guilt or lack thereof or any
Something,
part,
yeah,
whatever, but still. All
right.
right,
So will Zelensky believe a word that comes from DJT?
no way he won't. He doesn't
What is
believe.
the strategy in meeting with him? Well, let me tell you guys something. The other day I saw it as clear as day. Putin went in there and said, "This is what I want." No negotiation, basically.
Right,
No NATO and all this crap. I don't know why he thinks he's king for a day.
right,
And otherwise, I have these things, Donald, that I can release on you. And I think the reason those people look so shocked, I think he said something or showed something, and they were all like, "Holy cow, it will destroy him." If you notice, Trump is desperate, more desperate than he's ever been.
right. Because he knows that Putin is kind of like blackmail.
So all these leaders are coming in from the EU, everybody's supporting, and he's going to act like, "No, we've got to do it this way." No.
And they have, I think they've got the Epstein files.
Oh, they do. Well,
Yeah,
remember the guy from Russia told when Trump was talking about doing sanctions on Russia, he said obviously he thinks Israel's the only one that has these the Epstein list.
no, I think Russia's got it too.
Tell me what's going to happen in the meeting today.
Well, there's a question here. It says Patty today said Zelensky is meeting with Trump today, right on the heels of Trump's failed meeting with Putin. And that was a failed meeting with Putin, by the
It
way.
was, I mean, he did wouldn't even do the lunch, and he had our American soldiers get on their hands and knees and roll out a red carpet. Our American soldiers.
The thing that bothered me about that is those are the same politicians who support Trump that said when Russia invaded Ukraine, unwarranted, by the way, all those right-wing politicians, it's horrible that Russia attacked Ukraine, blah, blah, blah. And everybody was for Ukraine. But now that Trump is up Putin's rear end, all of a sudden those same politicians, oh, well, Zelensky needs to come to the peace table. Wrong.
And he
Putin,
didn't start this war. Why do they keep acting like he was part of it?
well, they know better because those are the very ones in the beginning that supported Ukraine.
And he signed an agreement. They gave their nukes. They gave
And
all their nukes
no,
with the
and he
promise that
said,
they would be at peace, and they totally. So why should he believe anything that they're going
and
to say?
he said they wouldn't join NATO. That was
Yeah,
part of the thing so that Putin wouldn't, invade, and he invaded
he
anyway.
invaded anyway. The angel of light and mercy is a little reversed right now. So be patient, is what they're telling me. Some agreement will eventually be made, which is
But
interesting.
he's not going to cede any Ukrainian territory at all. The only one in Europe that would probably be on the side of Putin and Trump is the Prime Minister of Italy. And I think, let me look her name up real quick. Italian, but she's not going to stay in power long. I can tell you that right now. I think she's part of the fascist party. Um, okay. Georgia Maloney. Um, and she first woman to hold office, but she is clearly uh, MAGA because she's saying make Europe great again.
There you go.
MUGA, make Europe great again, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so
And I don't think that was Putin that was there too. I think it was a double.
okay.
They
Did
said
she,
whoever was playing him was not like Putin, because Putin is not animated. Like he was animated and doing this and stuff like that.
well, this Italian prime minister will go along with anything Trump wants, but Macron will not, and France and some of the other leaders from Finland and all that won't because the European Union is all gonna stand tall except for Italy or except for the Italian prime minister. They're gonna stand united against Russia.
Right.
So that's how I see it.
And do you think Putin will try to hit them with something, or?
Well, people are nervous because he's already said that any country that joined NATO after 1990 that he doesn't recognize. And so those Eastern European countries that are part of the European Union and NATO are nervous that if he would invade Ukraine, now is he going to invade them? And so that's another thing that they're worried about. And then the other part of it is he thought he could go up through the Baltic states like Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia and get those because he wants those countries in the old Soviet Union back, but it's not going to happen. I can
Not
tell
going
you
to
that.
happen. Or even if it looks like he may be getting it to happen, something's going to happen with Putin. I've been seeing him running, and I've been seeing him taken down.
Me too. Maybe he'll fall out a first floor window like everybody else does that he
Yeah.
all right. I think we have the same question, so I don't know. You go
Yeah.
ahead.
Will there ever be a requirement or law that all cabinet members that the president picks have to have some experience or abilities related to that position? Yes.
No.
Yes. Although Trump is the only one out of all the presidents that picks people who have no experience.
Well, he does that because he knows they'll do his bidding and he says do it, or his Miller or whoever says do it and they'll
Yeah,
do it.
so I think they're going to put some restrictions. I know in the Constitution, we're going to make sure that whoever's the president has brains and isn't a felon.
And cannot be a felon or any, misdemeanors either, other than traffic. But
Yeah,
no
and also
felon,
they have to turn in their IRS.
correct. Oh, I didn't do that. I don't know how that happened.
Well, let me tell you, oh, that's weird. You had to because we're not live.
No.
That's weird.
No.
Some ghostesses is behind you.
Ooh, maybe, yay.
But they will change, and it's going to be a massive amount of blue. And I see Republicans that are going to be very anti-Trump. They'll be
Oh, yeah.
so done and dusted with them that they'll say, "Yeah, what do you guys want? Yeah, we'll vote for it."
I still don't see him finishing out his term. And people are asking about Shady Vance. I call him the Maybelline Queen.
Yeah,
Uh, you know, if he's president, it's not going to be for long because I don't really, I just don't feel him as a long-term president. But I hear impeachment. Trump's going to get impeached again, as well, the Maybelline Queen. That's what I keep picking up.
okay.
And a couple Supreme Court
Well,
just,
if the president is found to be a traitor, this is in the law books. All of them have to go.
oh, I didn't
All
know
his
that.
cabinet members and everybody has to go. Somebody posted that. It's in the
It's going to be
Constitution.
a shakeup. Probably it's my friend who's a lawyer, but it's going to be a huge shakeup. I can tell
Yeah.
you that. Okay. All right. So let me think here. Um, okay. Let me see. I'm scrolling here. Oh, this is a good one. Um, Dr. Tamoroso is a comment, but it's good. Why would Zelensky believe a word that comes from Citolini? What is the strategy in meeting with him? Will European leaders align and put a stop to Putin's aggression? Oh, they're going to align big time, is what I
Big
see.
time. And they don't believe a word Trump says. We're a laughing stock in other
Or
countries.
Putin.
We're a laughing stock.
I've talked to people in Europe and all over because I travel and things like that. People in Mexico, I take a Spanish class on Thursday nights. And they'll say it's not Americans that we dislike. We really like Americans. It's Trump they cannot stand.
Yeah.
So, in fact, whenever I go, sometimes they'll say, "What do you think about Trump?" And I say, "You mean Cittadini or whatever?" And I say, "Well, 70 or 75% of us can't stand him."
It's on the polls right now. They're
Oh
saying
yeah.
they can't stand what he's doing.
So, anyway. All right. Okay. It's your turn.
Oh, is it my turn? Well, the everything except Tesla is going down, not terribly down.
I
Uh,
still see Tesla going under or
or
Musk is
sold.
sell it, right?
So somebody else said this to me, and I didn't see it on the news. Someone's saying, why are the people in Ukraine demonstrating against Zelensky? I know something happened a while ago about some policy they didn't like.
I didn't see it. I mean, I don't know. I can't comment on it, but I can tell you what I pick up. If they are, if there's a few of them demonstrating against Zelensky, it would be people that Putin put in place to do it.
Oh, yeah, that makes total sense.
And they figured that the media would pick it up and it would make the world think, look, even the Ukrainian people are tired of Zelensky. So it's a way to weaken him, but he's not going to buy it
He's not going to
because,
buy it.
because I see a lot of people in Ukraine that are going to be protesting against Putin. And, I feel like my intuition tells me that I would say 95% of the people in Ukraine support Zelensky.
Yeah,
So it's
they got
propaganda.
some tough months coming up.
They've got some tough months ahead, just as we do, but we'll get through it. It was funny. I was in Hawaii and I was on Kauai, and there was a Canadian family there, and I was telling them all about the island because I should be a tour guide over there because I know it inside and out. But um, I looked at them and I said, "Where are you from in Canada?" Because I could tell by the accent, and they told me. And I said, "Wow, there's a lot of us here in America wishing we're in Canada right now." And he looked at me and he said the same thing. He said, "We don't like Trump." He said, "But American people we like." And
Yeah,
he
but
said,
they're not coming here. They're not booking.
"Well, they come to Hawaii because it's whatever it is." But he said, and this was, I thought that maybe this guy was a guy that came through and spoke. He said, "But you won't have to worry about moving to Canada because I feel like within a couple years it's going to be tough. But this will be all be behind America."
Yeah, because we'll
So
regather and move forward and
and he
not be
said
a
in a
laugh
good way. And I said, "I hope you're right."
and
So
not be a laughing stock.
I looked at that as a strong message.
So Zelensky and I know that Zelensky was talking about this people and he talked about the whole layout of how he was going to fix this. That's something Trump wouldn't have done.
Absolutely. Can I just touch on this one?
Sure.
It's personal, but I think I need to. Candy said, "Mel, my brother was just diagnosed with throat cancer. It hit his vocal cords. They plan to start with radiation. Any suggestions?" His voice got a bit hoarse, but not extreme. "I'm very worried, but don't know what to tell him. Thank you for keeping us informed. I'm happy that your issues are healing. Have your brother call my office at 847 590 5411. Again, 847 590 5411. I'll talk to him free of charge, and I'll be happy to talk to him what I went through. And Andrew had I had oral cancer as well.
Our
And so,
Andrew?
yep. And he had radiation. So, I mean, I will be happy to talk to her brother about this or her,
Okay, cool.
you
Um,
know.
how come when I call your office and I ask for my $12.50, they hang up on me?
They go, "Oh, it's her again, that crazy woman."
Um, okay, as the midterms get closer, this is love to all. And the tariff caused prices to spike, which it will, and the economy is tanking, which it is. Will the Republicans use that against Trump and use the 25th Amendment? Then they can ask voters to vote Republican because the problem, Trump is gone.
No, they're not. No, I
They
don't think so.
can't get another Republican in there that would win.
His base is dwindling, but there'll still be that little, my guides have always shown me that little circle that will follow him no matter what, just like they did with Hitler.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Polly says, "In light of Linda and Mel's health crises, as well as other readers recently, are your abilities harming your health?" The answer to that is no. In fact, when I was sick, it was my abilities and all the prayers and all of that, I am convinced that got me well.
Yeah.
So my abilities have never harmed my health. Maybe my schedule has, but my abilities
Right,
haven't.
right. Now I've got, I don't feel like it harms, but I do know, like, okay, Edgar Casey was told, knock it off, you're doing too much, and he didn't listen. And he died at a young age. He wasn't that old. What was he,
Um,
58 or something like that?
yeah, but he had other stuff going on too. So,
I know,
yeah.
but and then a lot of psychics get very sick. It's an interesting question, but I don't feel that my
I
good
don't feel it.
because
I
I
mean,
had a spontaneous healing with cancer. I can tell you the day and where I was standing when it happened, and I've never gotten over that.
well, I was in a bathroom. I was in the bathroom on an airplane, and when I was diagnosed going to Africa, and I told you this. I've never had this. Well, actually, after that, I did when Regina came to me. But it was this incredible sense of peace,
Yeah,
and it was almost this wonderful feeling of harmony, and I can't describe it. It was almost
yeah.
bliss, and it was like,
I know it. You get high as a kite.
yeah. And that's when I knew that it was like going to be all right. I
Right.
was still worried about it, but Anyway, so if anything, I think sometimes, well, actually, my abilities have saved my life.
Yeah.
So, so I dreamt of my mother, and she said, "Get a colonoscopy," and I did.
Yeah.
And the dream kept happening. I'm like, and now I know why. So I'm
Yeah.
glad I took action because otherwise, they said, had I waited 3 or 4 more hours, I would have died.
Jeez.
So. Yeah, I called you and I said, Linda, they told me I could die. That.
I remember that. I said, who is this?
She
Uh,
goes, what? All right.
here's a good one. Will Grinder release the names of the politicians who use their app? You see
Yes.
them releasing it?
Well, what I see is people who have hooked up with politicians through Grindr releasing the names and would have screenshots to prove it.
Okay. Well, you know what I have felt when I looked at it? I felt a tension and a fear that if they opened this up about all these people, that these Congress people would work double step to shut them down.
Oh, they'll try, yeah.
Yeah.
But I still think that it's like let me rephrase my answer, but it's like I said, I think like people who have hooked up with politicians through Grindr will come forward and say, here's how I met this politician. And as I said, would have screenshots of the profile and the text messages to prove it.
Yeah.
So, you got
So
to be careful what you put out there.
Lev Parnas just released breaking. My sources confirm. Now you remember who Lev is. Lev is the one that was trying to get dirt on
Hmm.
Biden for Trump. My sources confirm Donald Trump plans to meet privately with Zelensky, we know, excluding the Europeans, which we know. Trump intends to offer Zelensky off the record no criminal prosecution for Zelensky and his inner circle post-war. He wouldn't be up for criminal prosecution. Unlimited access to Hollywood to make films. Can you believe that?
But here's the deal. Who would prosecute him because he hasn't done anything wrong? The person they should be prosecuting is Putin.
More personal incentives. In return, Zelensky would be pushed to sign Trump's deal. I don't think this Hollywood stuff would. I guess they think because he was a comedian, maybe he'd like the idea. Like
Zelensky was an
we're giving you
actor.
the golden egg. Yeah.
Zelensky was an actor, and that's what Trump is playing to. Trump is thinking like Trump's personality, oh, he's going to be in the limelight, he's going to have this. Zelensky cannot be bought. I can tell you that right now. He cannot be bought by Donald Trump.
Yeah. He really cares about the people of Ukraine. He really does.
He does. Um, all right. A,
So,
cha- a chaotic neutral. I like that. Chaotic
yeah.
neutral. Has been playing Dungeons and Dragons. How do you see the US doing leading up to Christmas? That's a good question.
Well, there are a lot of stuff that's going to happen. We got a lot of weather related things that are going to
No,
happen.
no, I still feel something big happening. And I don't think it's this Ukraine thing. It's something big. Is it the Epstein files? I don't know, but it's
I
big,
don't know, something major. It could
huge.
even be an assassination of some sort.
Something, but it's big.
Yeah.
And it's not going to bode well for T-Rump. That's for sure.
No, that's for sure. Well, my
Uh,
friend, thank you very much.
I'm sorry, say again.
Well, thank you. We've been on over an hour.
Oh, I got it. Well, then I'm
Okay.
not going to say let's do any more questions
But
because
I'll see you next Monday for sure.
there you go. Um, anyway, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
And the prayers do help. But I had people sending me texts and emails and I'm going, and that's when I called you yesterday. I'm going like, I just talked to you the day before. Are you okay?
Yeah, my sister. I hadn't had a chance to tell my sister, and because Nicole posted that prayer thing, she's like, "What's going on?" It's like, "Oh my God." I really don't like people there's so many people out there that have bigger things than I do. And I felt a little embarrassed, but
Hey,
Nicole knows the prayers work. And obviously they do because this is day 2 with no pain.
we can all use prayers.
Yeah.
Um, I like your blouse, by the way.
This whole thing?
This whole thing. I bought this in Hawaii. There's a cute story that I got
Very
on.
nice. Yeah.
Actually, what happened was my great great niece Scarlett, she's 11, and she goes, Uncle Mel, I want to get you have an Aloha shirt and I want a matching dress. So we can match when we go to dinner one night. I'm like, okay. So I took them to Hilo Hattie's and we're there and they're looking. I said, Scarlett, honey, I don't think we're going to have any luck. And she had a dress with this print and her eye caught a rock. Uncle Mel, there it is. It's just like mine. It's just like mine. I said,
You
okay.
found it. Okay.
Yes, bought it. I bought her the dress and I bought this shirt. So we went to dinner one night at Thai Pool Restaurant and she had her dress on and I had my shirt. And everybody's going, oh, you guys match.
That's so cute. Did
Yeah,
they
I thought,
do their little thing, their lay every day? Or
no, but well, they had so many lays. And then, in Hawaii, when you meet somebody and you're going to Hawaii, they'll give you a lay, you give them one. And so, you know, um, Jade brought lays and we got lays. And so Um, so they had the orchid lays and the puka lays and whatever. They brought the pukas are shells. They brought those back, but the flower ones, they'll hold up about 4 or 5 days. But
gee, they smell good.
oh, those are the plumeria ones and
Like the ones we got up at Sedona. Can you believe she flew with those?
those are amazing.
Oh, they smelled so good.
Those are plumeria lays. But anyway, so yeah, we did that. So this is my matching I Love Scarlet shirt.
Awesome. Awesome.
Anyway,
Okay,
all right,
my
sweetie.
friend. Well, I'll let you know. I'm getting my test today. So I'll let you know when
Yeah,
they come
keep
back.
posted. Yeah, everybody check out Andro Ninki products. And
Yeah.
I got an opening
Have
for
Andrew
Peru.
on next week.
I've got an opening for Peru if anybody's interested. Iceland, there's no openings, it's sold out. So there you go.
Yeah. Can you believe it? My sister's going. She can't
I'm
wait.
excited. And your cousin too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Benicia we've got coming up. So anyway,
Got
all right.
and poor little Annette. Well, say prayers for Annette today. She's burying her husband today. She's so
All
sweet.
right.
Okay, honey.
Love you. Bye.